Okay, so I got the blanks made, faced off on both ends, threaded on that end. They're all the same length, and we're setting them up in the mill. So as I suspected, it was easy to get the orientation correct because of this slot here up against the jaw. It's a nice flat face with 2 points of contact. So I've got it in the vise, and I'm confident that it's clocked correctly. 3 points of contact on the vise from the V-block in the back and the jaw in the front, and I lined it up with the machine as square so I know it's vertical. Now we're looking at 0, 0, oh, +1. Okay. 0, 0, 0, in the front. I can't quite get to the front. Let's see if they're equal though. Half a thou. Half a thou. So yeah, that's centered right now. So we'll zero the DRO again. And put this indicator away. And we'll get an end mill in here. And we'll start cutting this slot for this thing. Fun stuff. So, hang on again while I get set. Okay, got my milling cutter in here. It's a 2-flute, 3/16 cutter. I got to cut, well, it's 196 in the bearing width, so I'm figuring 200, just for a little clearance. This is 1875, and I got to go down 3/4 of an inch. So I touched it off, 0. We're going to run this at 1200. Let's get going. Cutting in the X direction. Yep, here we go. Okay, we'll put on a 20 thousandths cut. There's 40 thou. 100. Okay, I got them done. Came out great. Got the slots cut and the bearings fit in perfectly. So what we got to do now is figure out what we're going to use for a pin. My bore is 5mm, so I could machine a pin, or I'm going to check my stash and see if I got some spring roll pins that'll do the job. So yeah, quite happy with how these came out. Got to deburr them still. They got some fuzz on them, but yeah, they look good. So let's see what I can dig out of the old stash box there, and we'll get them installed. Okay, I can't find any roll pins or anything to fit that's going to work for me, so I'm going to have to machine a pin and press it in. And I got a little bit of a Rube Goldberg setup going here for drilling this thing, but I think it ought to work. What I've done is I've stuck a parallel in my vise, and by doing this, I'm sweeping it to make sure that it's perfectly level with the quill. Okay, so now I know I have a level surface, and what I've done is extend it past the vise and use a can't twist clamp to reference off of that slot that we cut. So the theory is that that horizontal slot for the bearing is now perfectly perpendicular to the quill. Hope it works, because I don't have to make this thing again. What I'm going to do is, it's 0.196 is the bearing bore, and that works out to number 9 drill. And I took a number 9 drill and I drilled a piece of stainless with it. And it drills a little big. So what I'm going to do is drill it with a number 10 drill. And that ought to make it a little small. And then I'm going to make a pin. That's .196. I'm going to press it in there. If everything goes well, it'll be a press fit. Maybe a thou, I'm hoping. Not even, maybe a half a thou. And, you know, the bearing will spin. So I calculated out the distance. I got to drill a hole 204 from the end. So I'll edge find off the end of that and find the center like I did yesterday. And unfortunately I'm going to have to do it separately for each piece. Can't just pop the next one in there and do it. So now when I get it set up, I'll bring you back and we'll drill a hole. Well, the moment of truth has arrived. I edge found it, I center found it, I moved it over all I needed to move it over, and the center drill lines up with my layout mark. So I'm reasonably confident that this is going to be in the right place. So I'm going to center drill it, and then I searched through my drill bit collection and found a drill that measured the right thing. Looked through my other drill indexes and they were all off. I did manage to find a .1935 drill. So I ran it through the drill doctor, I put a sharpen on it, and hopefully it's going to cut straight. So we'll cut this piece and we'll fit the bearing in, and if everything looks good we'll cut the other two. Well, that worked out great. Got the bearing in there. It rolls smooth, sticking out the right amount. What ended up happening is the drill drilled a tapered hole. So I was easily able to just insert the pin in this side of it, which was the start side. By the time it got to this side, it was a press fit. So I just turned down a stainless rod to the bearing diameter, you know, the bore, and it worked great. So now I'm going to do the other two, and then I'm going to stick this in the lathe and, you know, get rid of these flat edges here. But yeah, that worked out great. I'm real happy with that. Okay, I'll be back with you when we get the other two done. Okay, here's how I do this. I'll bring it over till the center finder kicks out, or the edge finder kicks out. Right there. Zero my yarrow in the X direction. Bring it over here to this side. Okay, it kicked out. Going a little far, I'm going to do it again. .1726. 1.1732, so we'll call it 1.173. 1.173 divided by 2, 0.5865. Bring it over. 0.5865. Okay, I'm centered on that now. We'll zero the X. Now we'll come in and do the Y. Right there. And we know we want to be 0.204 past that, so 204 plus 250 for the edge finder, 454. My memory serves me, that was exactly what it was before. So we'll zero the Y, bring it back 454. Okay, 0, 0. Got to drill it. First, we will put in our center drill. Come down, and the sanity check puts it right on the layout line. Looks in the center, everything looks good. So give her a little juice. And center drill. Now we get our calibrated drill bit. Come on, baby, you made it before. Close. I don't want to raise the head because I lose my zero by about 1,000th, and this stuff's kind of critical. So, all right, here we go. Okay, we're through the first half, touching the bottom. All right, do the third one and push them in, push the pins in. Okay, Here it is in all its glory, my roller steady rest. I'll put it on the lathe and see how it does. Okay guys, got my steady rest in here. All the bearings are turning good. I got a random hunk of pipe in here. See if we can face it. Call that a success. You know, the outside of this pipe's pretty rough too, and it's working. I like it. Let's see what it did. Yeah, we're right down through the mill scale. Yeah. I like it. Yep. She's a-working. Another success. Alright, thanks for watching.